And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Here we go, the final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw is Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Hey, Tuesday.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. Here's Robinson. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Hill. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw on second down. Marshall. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
This is similar to baseball where you want the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
A good pickup there, a 22. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go! Red 38!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. A give. This is Cook. Oh, spinning away. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! You can't block me!
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Ohio! Ohio! Let's go!
Off the play fake. Marshall looking middle, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Flex round! Flex round! 4 down! Alert! Hut! Flex round! Flex round! Hut!
From the gun, Marshall. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And this one is right through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
25! Go! Check. Go!
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Gun! Gun! 21!
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Flushed out right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
20! Hey, gun! Hey, right ass! 12!
Now it's Ryan. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Come on, let's go! White 90!
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Ohio!
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Operating from the gun, Marshall. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. First grab so far for Diggs. It's a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Hey. 4 down.
Looking to throw on second down. Marshall throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They have the great starting field position, now facing third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Ooh, with a juke. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back. Out here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. From the shotgun, Ryan. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
21.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. Now a first carry for their fullback. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
25. All day, dog. Space. 20. 12. I'm scared. Right. 25 on. Hey, watch the screen.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Get up.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down.
The pressure there was definitely enough to make him alter his throw, because if he had had time, he had a man wide open and had a chance to get it to him.
Yeah, I think if he had just another split second, that's a completion and a touchdown. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Buying time. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And he moved left there, Charles. Little danger play. He didn't throw toward that left side. Went over the middle. Got the 6, though.
Yeah, he seems like the type of guy that when you told him as a kid, don't touch the stove because it might be hot, he touched it anyway. And this one, he got away without getting burned.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. Here's Robinson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Flush to his right. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down. Marshall. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Flex round! 3 down!
On 1st and 10, Marshall. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Flex round! Flex round! 45's the mic. 45's the mic. Ohio! Ohio!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Marshall. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Ohio! 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 Hut! Check back 45.
From the gun, Marshall. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. On 1st down, Marshall eluding the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And this one is right down the middle. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on first down. Marshall gonna let one fly for Robinson. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Off play action. Marshall. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here we go. White 90.
On 3rd and 2, Marshall. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Back. Ohio.
Operating from the gun, Marshall. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On second down, Hill. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Flex round. Ohio.
From the gun, Marshall going deep for Diggs. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play on third down for the Falcons. 65 yards. So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on first down. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now he'll escape, and the pressure gets to him again. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Over. Kill. Line 55.
They're going to look to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off near his own 48. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Ryan. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Ryan. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback, but when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Here we go. White, 90. White.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Marshall. The left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Marshall. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Let's go. White, 90. White, 90. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
To throw on 2nd down, Marshall. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's go. White, 90. White, 90.
Off the play fake, Marshall sliding out of the pocket. Over the middle, complete. It's Cole. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Hill. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here we go. White, 90. White, 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Marshall steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there. Flex round!
From the gun, Marshall. And he's going to go down again.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Flex round! Ohio!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going deep for Diggs. And this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So out come the Falcons now. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run.
Gun! Check. Lucky. All right, now, Lucky 56.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. Check 4.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the end. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is Are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Back to throw. Marshall. He's going to let it fly. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Hut! Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Ohio!
Back to the air on 2nd down. Marshall. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ryan wants to throw it. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. To throw is Ryan. Forced out to his left. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now a desperation throw deep. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to